Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love Without Borders, Season 1, Episode 4. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, we over here with Danna Montana, and Brian. So we're over here in Ireland, okay? So they're doing a little Christmas shopping or a little Christmas window shopping. They're walking, looking at the sights. And I mean, these two are really cozy, especially after meeting only a few minutes ago. Okay, they've been cozy every episode so far. So they're walking down the street looking at the stores, and Danna brings up an engagement ring. Ma'am, it's been 48 hours. 48 hours. Why do these people move so fast? Danna just want a roof over that head. That's what that is. Danna wants somewhere to lay down. He got a nice house, a whole bunch of land. He's a farmer. I just feel like she's looking at the aesthetics of it all and that sleep number mattress, and she just want to move in, child. You don't know that man. So they're walking, right? So they go have a seat. So she's sitting on his lap. They're gazing into each other's eyes. And he's like, yeah, I just really like you. I feel like you're genuine and you're trustworthy. Have y'all had any real conversations yet? Trustworthy? Engagement ring? She was like, there's some serious potential there. There's a little bit of a spark. I wouldn't be surprised if Danna and Brian got it popping on that first night when they had them drinks and he got really forward, because the comfortability between the two, it's just like a pair of old shoes, honey, that you done broke in. I'm like, let me find out. On over to Sherez and Gerline. Child. So they're back at the family apartment, and she said she had fun because they're sitting down there talking. She was like, yeah, I had fun. And he's like, yeah, it was fun. But then he brings up the end of the party when Gerline was clearing her own plates. So she's like, yeah. So his sister comes into the room. She's like, I feel like it was fun. So the producers asked her if she feels like she was a good guest at the house party. So she claims she doesn't even remember what happened. Ma'am, you're lying. Okay, you remember exactly what happened because you said in the confessional that you are going to carry on the same American customs that you do in the States. You're not going to change. So stop trying to act like you don't remember that, girl. You're embarrassed. Now, granted, y'all were drinking, but you do remember exactly what you said and what you did, girl. So they're going to look at places, right? So he's looking at a few of them on the phone. So she's like, oh, 1,400 square feet. Is that enough space? Honey, please don't tell me that, because I thought it was more than enough space for me and my little baby, but it ain't enough space for y'all. She wants a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and she said the 1,400 square foot is too small. For this trial experiment, no ma'am, it is not. Okay? Gerline's starting to get on my nerves. Gerline, don't get on my nerves, girl. Do not get on my central nervous system. Please act like you got some sense. It's always got to be one, child. Always got to be one. Naim has landed in Panama. We over here with Naim, okay? He's in the airport trying to get her some flowers. Now, I did think that was a nice gesture. I was like, okay, because he said, never show up empty-handed. I thought that was very sweet. I'm like, okay, he's getting her the flowers of it all. And I couldn't wait to see who was going to open that door. So 40 minutes later, he arrives at her place. And I'm like, dang, the same thing happened with Phil when he got in the car to be ushered on over to the place they were staying. I'm like, these airports are super far from where the people are actually staying. And these accommodations are not accommodating. So anywho, he was like, I'm praying that she's cute. Sir, you better pray that she think you cute. Phil and Carmen and this orange filter. So we over here in Ghana with Phil and Carmen and this orange filter that they like to put on. And they're going skating at this new skate park. So she saw some rollerblades in his luggage. And so she decided, since she rollerblades too, they should go to this new skate park. This is their first time doing a daytime day outing. And they seem to be having a good time together. But baby, that ain't gonna last long. Okay, y'all stay with me. You have to listen until the end. She says she's feeling some things for him, but she doesn't know why he's not making a move on her. Carmen just want to have sex. Carmen, slow down. Slow down. So they sit down and they start talking, and she was telling him how excited she was to meet Rita Marley. So they're talking about that experience, right? And so he ends up telling her that that's his godmother. She's like, what? Rita Marley is your godmother? And he's like, yeah. So she's like, and she lives here. He said, no, she actually lives in Miami right now. She's closer to family, but she's definitely my godmother. So that intrigued her. That like sparked interest. Like, wait a minute, who are you? And why, of all people, would Rita Marley be your godmother? And see, Rita Marley is Bob Marley's ex-wife. So in the confessional, she's like, yeah, I mean, he never told me that. Now I'm starting to figure out that there are more things I need to learn about him. Well, you have to talk about more than your looks, Carmen, in order for him to tell you that. All y'all talk about is, especially you, since he got off the plane and stepped foot across your threshold. Do you like me? Do you like what you see? Well, I mean, do you like it? So what do you like? Do you like me? When y'all went to the hotel to go swimming. So what do the women say when they come up to you? So do you want to make a baby with me? Do you like what I have? Like, Carmen, y'all have to get to know each other. You have to ask questions so that you will know things like this. Naim and Chandra. So baby, we meet Chandra. Chandra's a customer service assistant for a call center. She's a very pretty lady, very pretty. And he was very pleased, honey. As soon as she opened the door, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I'm like, okay, it's getting strange. And listen, side note, doesn't he look like Darius Cooks? Y'all know that internet TikTok chef that always be in the news for some foolishness? He looks just like Darius Cooks to me. When I saw him, I was trying to figure out, like, who does this man remind me of? And that's exactly who he reminds me of, Darius Cooks. Anywho, let's continue. He's very enamored by the looks of it all. So she invites him inside. He gives her flowers. And, you know, she was showing him where he was going to be staying. Baby, she got this man in this toddler bed equipped with pink accessories. I said, where are these people staying, honey? Oh, my goodness, child. Chandra, you need to clean that place up. I'm sorry. It's not the place that you stay. It's how you keep it up. These places they've been sending these people to, they ain't clean. Mael ain't clean down there in Paris. Chandra ain't clean. Chandra, clean that place up. So they start talking about what they like in relationships because they're sitting down there talking after he saw the toddler bed of it all. And she basically said, listen, if I see one red flag, I'm out. Okay, so let that be a warning to you, Naeem. If you do something she don't like, she is not about to hem and haw, baby. Deuces. She's leaving. He said he's a guy with a lot of patience. He's like, do you have patience? Baby, she stood there for just like 2 or 3 seconds. I don't think she has patience. So I think that was code for, I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to need you to be patient with me. And she is saying in her mind, you got one time to act a fool and you're back on the first thing smoking, flying on back to Houston. Moving forward. Mael and Aaron. We're back over here in Paris. So he's at the place alone because Mael went swimming, and he's just letting us know through his little video cam that he's having anxiety. It's starting to set in because things are so different, and it's all starting to set in and make him worry. Like, did I do the right thing? But listen to me, Aaron, you knew you were signing up for a show to go across the world to meet someone that you've never seen before and to be in a situation in a different country. You didn't know what you were signing up for? Like, I get it. It's normal. You know, it's normal and hopefully it gets better. But I mean, you knew what you signed up for. You know what it is when you signed up. Shout out to Drake. Like, you already knew that this is what was going on. But anywho, child, it's Mael. He make anybody nervous. And he got a little sneaky, creepy. It's something about Mael, child. It's just something about him. Mael is a little different for me. And he's moving at the speed of light. So that doesn't help his anxiety. And I think when they put that lock on that bridge, that made it even worse. So I feel like he woke up and was like, okay, I'm in Paris. I'm head to foot with Mael. I have to pee. He's going to be able to hear me. And we have a love lock on the bridge. Okay. So I can understand why he's kind of like, oh my God, you know, panicking. So they're out for a little walk. And Aaron explains to him that he was anxious the other day, which is why he was so quiet. And Mael was like, yeah, I was wondering like what was going on with you. And so he explained it to him. He told him, you know, that it was just setting in, that everything is so different. And he walks outside and he's on the streets of Paris. And Mael said that he was nervous the first day as well. But now he's like not putting too much pressure on the situation. Basically, it's going to be what it's going to be. Either we're going to be together or we're not going to be together, but either way, I'm going to be good. And I feel like he was really understanding. I felt like he really tried to hear what Aaron was saying, and he was really understanding in that moment. Back over here with Gurleen and Sherez. So they found a 2-bedroom furnished apartment, and they got a month-to-month lease, and the place is really nice. I was like, this is nice. But I have to say this, y'all. She don't like him for real. She don't like Sherez for real. She don't like him. She just want to get away from that family. I can see the interaction between the two of them, and she does not like him. So on the way there, because they're driving to this 2-bedroom, 2-bath, right? He tells her that he still wants to do lunch or dinner, once or twice a week with his family. So Gurleen says that she's excited to be taking the next step because of how accommodating Sherez has been. And this is what I'm thinking also. She's controlling and she's ruling everything that they're doing, and he's just bending to make sure that she's happy. But he ain't really happy with her either. She don't really like him, and he don't really like her. He doesn't like her personality. It's off-putting. It's too much. Like, it's just team too much. So they get to the place, right? She already nitpicking. She's like, oh, they only have your name on the screen. He's like, what? She's like, they only have your name on the screen. He said, okay, well, I'll call downstairs and tell them to put your name. She's like, yeah, tell them that the woman that you met just like a week ago, her name needs to be on the screen. I'm like, oh my God. What is wrong with you, lady? Like, take it easy. Take it easy. It's okay. Gosh. Oh my gosh. She is insufferable at times. So then she came straight in and went to bed. See, that's what I'm telling y'all. She just wants her own space. She is not serious about getting to know this man. And he was like, I wasn't expecting for her to just come in and go to sleep. Like, what is this? Yeah, it's her getting her own space, and you are now her roommate. Moving forward. Gurleen needs to head on back home, honey. I don't even know why she signed up for this experiment. Just head to the border, Gurleen. Naim and Chandra. So, baby, Chandra made this food, right? And it didn't look too clean in that kitchen she was cooking in. But maybe that's just me. She made the food. So then she's taking him outside. So she takes him outside to sit on the patio on the ground. This show is playing in these people's faces. These big people in these small spaces. He is sitting in this tight space. And I mean, I don't know. Something about them is just not clicking. Chandra says she's physically attracted to him. And of course, he's attracted to her. But why did we pass up the couches and everything else to go outside and sit on the ground in the corner? Like, what is happening here? So then as they're about to eat, she's like, I hope you don't get diarrhea. Girl say, what now? Now I know certain spices and different foods and stuff, when your stomach is not accustomed to certain things, yeah, it could cause that stomach to act a fool. So I kind of understood her, but it's like, girl, don't say this right before I'm about to eat. Cause I already thought it wasn't too clean. And I was looking like, girl. And she said she hopes he doesn't get diarrhea, but I understood that because, when you go to some place that's not your McDonald's and your whatever, your American food, the food may be a little bit of a shock to your system. So I think that's what she was trying to say. She just didn't articulate it well. Danna, Montana and Brian. So they're taking a drive down the Ireland countryside. When I tell y'all I got to get to Ireland, honey, I just got to get to Ireland for the scenery of it all. Baby, this scenery is beautiful. When I tell you gorgeous grasslands everywhere, I was like, this is just so beautiful. So she was like, yeah, I could really see myself falling in love with him. But why though? You don't even really just know him like that. They seem to be hitting it off though, so I ain't gonna hate on it. But I just want them to really explore each other and not just be caught in this love without borders bubble, because we have all seen it before on Married at First Sight, The Ultimatum, Love is Blind. They get in these situations and it's exciting. The cameras are there, everything is happening. The adrenaline is rushing. And then as soon as the cameras go away, it's like, wait a minute. I don't even really just know you. And I really don't like you now that I do know you a little bit. Yes or no? Moving forward. Gurleen and Sherez. 79 days left on her visa. So it's the next day and he's taking her to see the authentic side of Dubai. So they get to their destination, right? They're going to be doing a desert safari. And baby, I love it. Okay, when I say I love it. So they get to their destination. They have to pick out this head covering. So she wanted the head covering that only men can wear. And he was like, well, this is only for men. She's like, oh, it's okay. But then under her breath, she's like, I mean, not really. Girl. And again, see, I see exactly why you're single. You aren't flexible. Like, I'm not understanding what is going on in your mind. She's like, well, can I have that one? So he tells her it's only for men. So she's like, well, can you just explain to me why that head covering is only for men? So the guy explains it to her. So they're going to ride the camels, right? She's trying to get on the camel. She's kicking the camel all in the face. Despite Gerline grating my nerves, okay? Because, baby, she is on that last nerve, honey. I love seeing them ride the camels with that beautiful backdrop. I want to go to Dubai just for the sand dunes. Like, I got to get there because I want to experience it in this lifetime. And I mean, it was beautiful. Like, the places that they're going, I'm excited to see their culture and what they have to offer. Like, you have to get to know what his culture is about as well. She's very closed off, and I don't think she's even trying to bend. And then the two of them, they sit down, right? So after they done, they sit down and they're talking. And they're talking about what they expect from the new year. And she says she expects not to say yes just because it's her family. And she wants to make sure that she's doing things that make her happy. Now, I don't know if she's spilling this over into the relationship with Sherez, but when she said that she liked white guys, that's what she likes. She does not like Sherez because this was a very intimate setting. Like, I felt like they could really just turn and look at each other and really get to know each other and really talk. But Gerline was just like, yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not a yes girl. I was like, oh, child, I don't see the chemistry between these two at all. When I say none, I mean none. Mael and Aaron. So they're in Paris. They're going out to dinner for the first time, honey. Okay, dinner date. I know Aaron happy to get up out that apartment. Okay. That's what's really going on. He claustrophobic. He want to get the hell up out that apartment. So Mael wants him to try the food. He wants him to try the French cuisine because food is really a big deal in France. He said when you meet someone, you can spend hours talking to them about the food. And I had a friend that moved to Paris for a year, and he told me the exact same thing. He said, Misha, you will not believe how much food influences the people in France. He said that it's very normal for people to go to dinner in France and sit at the restaurant for hours because they really savor their food. They take their time. They really enjoy it. It's an experience. So when he said that, it made me think about my friend, and I was like, oh, okay, I remember hearing that. He said they don't rush. Like, you know, in America, honey, we go in, listen, I want the chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, give me some broccoli, bring the bread, we eat it, scarf it down, give me a to-go box, we're out the door. He said there, they will get wine, they're going to get their appetizer, they're going to get their cheeses and their breads, they're going to sit, they're going to talk. Food and dinner time is the time for them to catch up. They will sit there for hours and hours and hours. Child, I couldn't resist. They gonna sit there for hours. So they're at dinner, right? And Aaron is trying the food, the escargot and the liver pate. Aaron gonna compare something that don't make no sense on every episode if he don't do nothing else. He gets the pate and eats it. And so Mael is waiting for him to tell him, you know, what do you think of it? Like, do you like it? What is it? Is it a party in your mouth? Honey, he's waiting for him to say something. Aaron gonna say, I mean, it kind of reminds me of cream cheese. Aaron, and again, something is wrong with you. Last episode, the buffalo in your state was just like the Eiffel Tower. Liver pate is giving cream cheese. You're in Italy, but you're in France, but you're in... I don't know. Aaron, you and Gerline head to the border. Child, I'm not about to play with y'all. So they start talking at dinner, and Aaron starts to tell him about this heartbreak that he had, you know, with his first boyfriend. He was dating this guy, and basically the guy didn't return the like that he had for him. And he had not told anyone that he was actually gay. So he FaceTimed his mom, and immediately upon her answering, he just broke out crying. You know, he just broke down. And he was telling her the story and how he was in a relationship with this guy. And he was really, you know, he had really hurt his feelings and he feels heartbroken. But his mom was in such shock because, mind you, he had not told his family. So she's sitting here like, wait a minute. Roll it back. Hold him up, swallow him up. You're in a relationship with a man? Okay, let me get over that part first. Then we can move on to the heartbreak. And he said he really felt like he was letting his family down and he never wants to do that. And I felt really bad for him because, I know it has to be hard to actually come out. And then the way that in which he did, it was his first heartbreak. So it's like a double whammy. Mom is confused. They're still working on trying to be accepting of it. So yeah, I felt bad for Aaron. I was like, oh, Aaron, I just wanted to give him a hug. So Mael explains that he also had a similar experience with the family not being accepting of him. After a while, they started to talk and get a little bit closer, but it took a while to get there. So again, I feel like Mael was being very understanding and really trying to get to the root of what Aaron was talking about. But he did say he was offended at how Aaron was treating that food. He said, I'm offended. I said, oh, not Mael offended, honey. Get it together, Aaron. Okay, get it together or leave it alone. Moving forward. Phil and Carmen. Baby, so this is the end of the episode, right? So they sit down, they're talking. They had a good day out. They've been skating and whatnot. So they're talking and he asks what she wants out of the whole situation that they have going on. She says she wants a relationship, but he didn't even want to give her his Instagram, but she ended up finding it. So she's like, so why didn't you want to show me your Instagram? So he claims that he wasn't trying to hide it. And they're showing like these clips and things from his Instagram. It's giving OnlyFans. Okay. It's kind of giving a little tease of OnlyFans, honey. That's what it's giving. And so he claims he wasn't trying to hide it. She's like, well, after I found out that his godmother was Rita Marley, I needed to know more. But this is my thing. He said, I didn't even want to give her my full government name, let alone my social media. Now, some people are saying, well, he has a right to want to keep his social media private. You're a stranger. Well, baby, you living in a stranger's home. You flew halfway around the world, okay, to come to this stranger's house and to meet her, but you don't want to give her your social media? He said it's because he didn't want her to find out who his family was and start to treat him differently. He wanted her to actually get to know him. Sir, she probably don't know nothing about no Miami Vice. And even if she did Google it, it would give her nothing. Okay, absolutely nothing. So she's like, well, I feel like, why are you showing all this on your social media? Especially if you're trying to be in a relationship. I feel like it's just you wanting to have sex. Now, I have to disagree with her on this, because if you posting bikini thirst trap pictures, that's almost the same as what he doing on his Instagram. So, I mean, people in glass houses, because they showed pics of her Instagram and I'm like, girl, this is basically you with nothing on. But you mad at him because he has on his shorts, and she said he was showing his D print. She was like, you up here showing your print, and I don't like that. So they're both trying to talk, right? And she's like, please let me talk. He said, that's all you do is talk. I said, okay, red flag. Honey, red flag. Because, sir, why are you yelling at me? Okay. Why are you in such an uproar that I found your social media when you're living in my home? Honey, I need to know who you are. You could be a serial killer. I need to know who I'm dealing with. So I didn't think there was anything wrong with her trying to find his social media, because I mean, people that you first meet be like, can I get your Instagram? Now that is a no-no. I'm like, what you need my Instagram for? Honey, I ain't got time for you to be worrying me in my DMs every day, all day and all night. No. But for her to be mad about what he's posting, but you're posting the same thing, it's like they both were right in some aspects and they both were wrong. But this was like their first disagreement in their first argument. So they're arguing back and forth and back, honey. But he got a little bit too much for me. I was like, okay, you a little bit rude. And it didn't take you but a second to go from 0 to 100. That may be why you are single. Because I don't like no man that's quick to just get irate. All we're doing is talking. Like, why are you being rude? So she didn't appreciate it. So she gets up and she leaves. But before that, she was like, okay, I see you. He looked at her, y'all, and he said, we see each other. I said, baby, shout out to Nene Leakes and Candy Burris Tucker. Baby, not Real Housewives. Didn't I tell y'all? Real Housewives of Atlanta references are clutch. If you ain't got nothing else to say, okay? If you are in the middle of a shade fest, I'm going to give y'all some tips. If you are in the middle of a shade fest, look at the person that you are shading and pull out a Real Housewives of Atlanta quote out of your arsenal. Honey, it wins every time. That boy said, we see each other. When I tell y'all I holler so loud, child, this was a whole fool. Now, this is my synopsis of the whole thing. Danna, Montana, and Brian moving extremely too fast. Aaron and Mael, it's creepy. It's creepy. It's something about it that's not, it's not giving the zhuzh that should be given. They're not meshing. Gurleen and Sherez, he's bending. She's not. Gurleen needs some help. Okay. She didn't need a dating show. She needed some therapy so that she could get rid of the baggage because it's giving bag lady. Shout out to Erykah Badu. Chandra and Naim. I don't know. Something about it. Something about it. There was a weird energy. Yes, they were laughing and having a good time because he's a jokester, but I can see him getting upset and I can also see her not being the one to be played with. And I don't know how the living situations are going to go. He was happy that he saw a Bible in her house. And, you know, she said she was physically attracted to him. He's physically attracted to her. But I don't know, y'all. What y'all thinking about it? As for Phil and Carmen, yeah, it's giving animalistic attraction, but we're going to have a toxic relationship if we were to move it and push it there. It's like she still want to be in the streets, but she mad because he on Instagram. Girl, that is hypocrisy at its finest. You want to be outside all day, every day. He's a homebody, but yet he's posting things on Instagram and you mad because of that, but you want to be outside. You got your bathing suit on, which is basically the same thing he's doing. Phil, you're a hypocrite as well because you moved all the way there to Ghana, okay? But you don't want to give her your social media. And as soon as she tries to talk to you about it, you want to jump fly? Nah, it's going to be a train wreck. If the two of them ever get intimate, it's going to be sex and making up. And making up and sex. And that's going to be all she wrote. I might be wrong, honey, but we shall see. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. What do you think about the couples as individual couples? Okay, just y'all let me know what y'all think. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.